Hi, Vikas. Hi, Ishwar. Good evening. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I hope you had a good time over the weekend. And anybody who's watching the Super Bowl, and if you still have any hopes for Chiefs, I'm really sorry. It's done. The game is done. Sat Shri Akal, Tarun. Okay, let me just give a couple of more minutes to the people. No voice. I am audible, and I think uh, I can get my voice back. Is there no audio whatsoever? Hi, Pankaj. Hi, Kara. Hi, Shok. Hi, Kunal. I can hear myself. In the initial few seconds, I did not speak because I was setting it up. But yeah, it's one-sided game. It's done. That's like 8 minutes they have to score almost 32 points. But that is not happening. Okay, okay. Thank you. The audio is good. I think people can hear it properly. Okay, let's start from the scan first. Let's see what do you have here. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna minimize my zoom right here. Uh, let's see what we have when 12 EMA is crossing on the 34 EMA. Let's do it on stocks, not on options. And I'm trying to search for 12 EMA crossing 34 EMA in S&P 500. So any of the 500 stocks where on Friday 12 EMA crossed 34 EMA, I'm looking to see that. So there's 17 of them. Oracle looks good. McDonald's is good. So these two I am interested. Next week, I think we have earnings for Lowe's and McDonald's. All the other companies I am least interested. So Oracle and McDonald's will take a note on that and we will try to go through them. Let's see if we have. Let me just switch it. Edit. Let me just build a new one. Like anybody who has no idea how to build these queries, you can simply click on add filter. Let me just cancel. How to build this scans add filter. Click on pattern or study, depending on what you want. So right now we want a study. In the study, we can go to a custom. And when you go to the custom, and this is how you can also create that open low high script, scan script. You go to like think or script, just delete this script. This is the time period. Click on add condition. You choose your price, your value, your study, whatever you want. Like in case of open high low, you can choose the price and you will see the open is equal to, again, the price high, and you save it. That becomes one condition. Similarly, you can look at the EMAs, and EMA crossing 12 or 34 becomes the equation. You save it, it will be right there. You run this at 935, 940, it will work. So this is how you create the scan. So I'm gonna just delete this and run the scan one more time, 1234. And I am just changing this custom piece and save it for another one. So here my 34 crosses 12. So this is a negative one. So I'm going to save this, and this is good. Okay. Now I'm going to rename this because I've changed some. Yeah. So the name will come here. So here I'm just going to say 34 cross 12 on daily and save it. And let's run this scan. Crosses above and below. 1 second. 34 crosses above and below. That's, I will simplify. 35 crosses above. Only lows. Okay. So lows comes out to be good. Lows is a good. Then let's look at the inside days into my watch list. We have UNH, McDonald's. So McDonald's is also 12 crossing 34, also inside day. It's looking good. None of the tech stocks is in inside days. Let's see if we have anything on the inside weeks. Apple is inside week. TSM is inside week. B inside week. Coin is, I think, really tight. MDB, I'm really interested. MDB into the earnings. It can actually do really, really good job. D-Dogs have earnings. HubSpot have earnings. Zooms have earnings. So all these are going to be consolidated. So net, Apple, ServiceNow, Adobe. Adobe, I don't know when their earnings are, but Adobe is kind of holding this 425, 430 area. So I'm just keeping those in mind. All right. So from scan perspective, I think these two scans give us a good idea. Now let us look at the market. ES. Let us look at big picture first on weekly candle and then come break it down to the daily candle. So on the weekly candle, you can see, and you remember I've shared the TTM squeeze definition as well. Whenever you see the dark blue lines, it means you need to exit. Whenever you see red dots, it means you do not have to trade. So first, it is telling me to exit longs in the last few weeks. And if you see, if you exited around 6160, it has tested 5800 once, and now it's back. On the weekly time frame, right? This is the area where it has tested the 12 EMA and then went up, came back, tested the 34 EMA only once, around 5198, and then bounced back. Tested the 12 EMA once, broke it, came down, and then went up again. Tested the 12 EMA, bounced right from there. Tested and recovered. Tested, broke down, recovered. So this time it is right on that verge. So 6011 or 6010, 6000 range is your bull line. If you are a person who would like to have bullish buys into the market at this time, this is your threshold. Anytime we see a close, especially a weekly close below this can get really interesting. Because then 5796, which has been tested last in August, is right there. Because every time it tested, it had good time before it came back. Good time, 3-4 weeks before it came back. Up before it came back. Up before it came. But this time it is closing right next to the 12 EMA. So this is creating some sense of uncertainty. So I think if we lose 6000 this time on the weekly timeline, we may see some serious downside opening up to 57.96. That's about 200 points, roughly 3%, 3.5% on ES on the weekly time frame. On the upside, it's still in the, I would say, 1, 2, 3 inside weeks, maybe 4, I would say. But it's in a very tight range. So something will come out, either positive or negative, to break out of this zone. That's on the weekly time frame. Now let's look on the daily time frame. Today you will see the futures have really gone up, but the volume is all right as compared to the last few weeks. We have seen some great volatility. We open very low and then we go down, dip and dip, and we stay there. Today we had like normal volume, I would say around the normal area, average area. So the volume is fine. We have already moved almost 1% from the day's low, 60.14 to 60.70. But on the daily chart, right? Just I'm going to make some things right here. This is the candle. If we try to connect the tops here, and if we try to connect the bottoms right now, it is squeezing. Maybe it may have some strength to go up and then come back, strength to go up, come back. So something is brewing. Maybe Nvidia's earning, which is going to give a direction to the market, I believe. But the tariff news, every time it is coming, the dips are being bought. So that's something you need to keep in mind, that yes, every time the market is dipping, it is kind of bouncing based on the assumption that tariffs will not be played. It's just a political card. So, but something is brewing in the market, which is clearly there and not on the, I would say, positive side. Something is really, really brewing. Uh, so on daily time frames, you have 60.45 as your stop loss and 60. Uh, where is the box? So 60.45. Come on. EMAs are not coming up. That's weird. 60.63 and 60.45. These are the two EMAs on the daily time frame, which you need to be careful of. If you're trading above 60.65 roughly, you can try to see the Friday's high, which is around 61.20. A resistance, I doubt we will see, because here we are coming down. So next, maybe around 61.10, 61.5. That should be the top region. On the downside, it's around 60.25. So if I have to scale, right now, market is between these 3, 4 levels. This is 60.30, 60.65, 61.10, 25. And this is like roughly 6,000. If right now we are trading in this zone, if you want to be a real or like clear on which side you want to trade, let it break down 6,000 and have a close. Let it cross 6,100 and close. If any of that thing will happen, you will have a clear direction. If it comes and faces like right here, 6,100, 10 faces some resistance, and that resistance is about 10 to 15 minutes on a 15-minute candle, maybe like 2 candles, it's time to book your profits and exit. Similarly, if it comes down to 60.65, it try to hold, then exit out of your shorts. So these are 3, 4 numbers you need to be mindful of every time the numbers are there, try to trade near these numbers. If you try to trade outside or in between here, you will get chopped. And if you do not want to trade, do not take trades unnecessarily, because market is going in a tight range unless it gets a clarity. Below this or above 6110, it is going to eat your stop losses on both sides. So net, it is setting up for a tight consolidation. And after that, it is going to most likely, in my opinion, should break down. Because fundamentally, nothing has changed. But if tariffs will come in to the picture, it will have some macroeconomic impact. It will increase the cost price, it will increase the inflation, and market assuming that yes, there will be further cuts. Instead, there may be a pause or maybe some other way of tightening the liquidity. So all of that is negative. TLT has, which is a 10-year yield, 20-year, this one, it has tried to bounce, but you see, it's making dodges and dodges. So even it is not getting that confidence that yes, should I, because if it goes higher, the yields will come down. And yields are kind of confused right now. If you see right here, there are dodges from 84 to 90s and dodges, not getting that confidence. That's why I'm saying possibility of the downside is opening up. So be careful. If you're an aggressive trader, you might try short now. Same setup for Nasdaq. Nasdaq, if you see, it was a good inverted double shoulders. Like if you consider this one shoulder, shoulder one, shoulder two, and a head, this was setting up for a breakout, but it is failing really, really hard every time it is crossing. Second thing, the strength of these moves are not there, meaning there's a good distribution which is happening at these prices. So there's a possibility you may get stuck in these prices and you will never see these prices in some of the stocks for some really, really long time. So just be careful. There's no need to push your positions on the longer side unnecessarily. If you're in profit, make sure you have hedges or you keep on booking it. The actual profit is the profit you take home, not the profit you see in the account. There's a question from someone, why macro? See, tariff, let me explain you tariff and this thing. I'll just take 2 minutes and then I'll come back to the stocks. Okay, so let's say, let me clean this. So let's say this is USA and let's say this is Mexico. Okay, Mexico is sending you boxes. I'm just calling them a coffee, for example, coffee. They were selling you for $10. Okay, they come at $10. So this is a Mexican seller. Here is an American importer who is importing this stuff into the USA. This is the border, and he's buying this. Now, what Trump is saying that anything which is getting imported into America, he will put a 25% tariff on any item which is coming from Mexico. So this item was $10, or let's round it off, $100. Now this will get 25% tariff. So this person who initially was buying it at $100 now has to buy at 125. So he was selling this to multiple shops. Let's say they were selling at $225 initially, adding some of their profits. Now they may need to increase their prices by 25%. So it may be, so I'm just doing, like, it may come $30. $30. Now who is paying? This is the end customer. who was paying $25 before, now he has to pay $30. So tariff will increase the inflation like this. And when inflation will increase, the interest rates, which are right now around five-ish, like 4 point something, to be precise, around this range. This, the whole goal of having higher interest rate is to kill the demand. But here demand is the same, but what is happening is the tariff is increasing the inflation. Tariff is increasing the price and the end consumer who is paying that price. So when that is happening, this thing will come into the picture. And instead of just increasing this, we were expecting two cuts in this year. They will be removed. Instead, there will be a bond buyback by the Fed, which he has sold in so many years, that will also take out maybe $120 billion per month. Right now, it is happening around 65 billion. So 55 billion will be added to it. And that will also reduce the liquidity in the market. And when the market liquidity reduces, it kind of strains on the economy and the demand for the stocks goes down. And thus the pressure on the prices comes in. So this is how you keep your economics in your head to understand how the tariffs is going to impact the macroeconomics, including the interest rates. All right. So let's go back to our uh, stocks. Let me clear all the annotations. Now let's look at Nasdaq. So Nasdaq is struggling around 21,700, and the 12 and 34 EMA is very, very squeezed for now. The strength is not there. If you look at these candles, the strength is around like 20. So negative pressure is around 28. Positive pressure is around 17. And I've shared both of the DMI definition and TTM squeeze. So TTM squeeze is clearly telling me exit out of the long positions and start to make shorts on next time. That's what is being very clear in Nasdaq. So I would say if it comes around 12,700 or 21,700, then sell it with a stop loss of 12,1, not 12, 21,850, and only above 22,100 you try long. Otherwise, you will get chopped. Better to sell and keep a stop loss of 21,850. Look for 21,000. That's an 800 point range, and 20,700, where we have seen multiple times the bounce has happened. So 20,800 is your stop loss, 850. Uh, like this is your stop loss, 21, and you should be looking at 21,000, 20,900, 700, and 485. These are good areas where you can find some support. Here, there's like buying is risky. If you want to be a buyer here, make sure you are quick on your stop losses and profits, because the good buying will happen about 22,125, which will equate 6125 and above. So if you want a free headed trend market, you need this to clear on both sides, which I don't see happening. So that's on the Nasdaq side. It's up to you, Ishwar, how you want to do it. Whatever I do may not work for you. Okay, so let's look at Apple. Apple has seen 235 resistance multiple times, and now it is below it. Even after the earnings, it went down, and now it's below the 12 EMA. It is clearly setting up as a head and shoulders pattern. So keep in mind 232 as your stop loss. Anytime it comes near it, sell it and see how it responds. Right now, all the strength is going down. You can see the negative strength and the positive strength are almost equal. And the power of the trend is flat, meaning it's more of a neutral trade rather than doing anything else. So wait for it to come to 232. If it clears 235, you can try long. But for now, it needs to break this 218, 219 area to confirm this head and shoulders, and then it will hit almost this 190-ish area where it has the gap. So Apple is neutral in terms of trade. AMD, AMD is extremely weak. You can see that. Come on, stay here. That the negative strength is about 35 points, positive strength is 19, and the power of this strength, meaning 35 is about 19 with some good numbers, and 21 is. So there is some strength here. I don't think so. AMD will have any sustainable strength right now. It can actually find some support around 95-ish area. Uh, so let's see. So I'm not touching AMD for now. If you are really, really interested and really, really like looking for the long, long time, like long meaning next 5, 6 years, you can start adding some positions here. Amazon, Amazon is in a very important state. Like every time in the last 6 or 9 months, every time Amazon come around the 34 EMA, it has bounced, 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 bounced. Okay. But this time the difference is it is breaking. It tried to break the 12 EMA, an attempt failed. And that's why on the earning day, I mentioned that there's no point looking into Amazon for now. It becomes a failed trade. Now, when the guidance come, I think if it comes around 220, not 231, 232, sell it with a stop loss of 234 and look for 224. If it breaks 224, there are gaps, and these gaps will be filled at 28, 210. So Amazon will fill those gaps. Again, the blue line is dark. It's telling me not to go long. The EMAs are, no, the DMIs is telling me that yes, negative strength is gaining. Still not that powerful, but negative strength is gaining above the positive strength. It just needs some more power. If it gets 25, you buy puts. So Apple is neutral, AMD is weak, Amazon is towards negative. Adobe. Adobe is like trying. It's doing good consolidation. Let it come down one more time to 410, 415 area, uh, or let it clear 445. It has faced enormous struggle. Like you can see how many candles it has. One, two, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 candles for 445 couldn't clear. This time again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 19 candles, it is not able to clear 445. The day it clears 445 or it is closing above 445, you will see all the way to 500 in a straight line. So keep an eye on this, Adobe. Buy it around 410, it will be a good trade, and buy above 445, it will be a super trade. Yes, all the concepts are applicable to any market anywhere in the world on anything. Because these are logical concepts. These are not bound to a specific market. Hi, Harish. Crowd, I will just check. So, Amazon, Adobe, AVGO, AVGO, this is like a bearish pattern. See, you tried to go up, failed, and now some serious negative sell. Okay, and now we are very tight for a big gap. Last time it almost failed. This time it's negative. So the moment AVGO loses 220, you go short on AVGO. As of now, wait and watch for 220. If 220 is there, hold it. If 220 breaks down, you go for shorts and you can go for 205. Break of 205, it will go to 178 and fill the gap. And every time there is a breakdown of 161, it will fill the gap. So AVGO is on a short watch list below 220. BA was an inside day, inside week, and also it's setting up for some strength. Let it come down to 178, which is the 12 EMA, and we'll try long on BA. BA is a bull flag, a very clear bull flag. You can see this. Now it can convert into M if it loses 168, which is the 34 EMA. Right now it's holding like a flag to me, which is kind of breaking out. And in case, if you want to go to a little long period, this can actually be a inverted head and shoulders. Shoulder one, head, shoulder. So that's why I'm saying 178 is extremely good area for Boeing. If it comes here, try long on uh, Boeing. Baba, Baba is looking good again in the uh, after hours market. It just needs to clean this 105. The moment it has a clarity of 105, we will see all the way to 114, 115. It has done some good moves. Consolidation rate like 96 is a good area. Uh, Friday it opened 107 and then just came down and held 103. Right now it's showing fine. Again, the tariff news is really difficult to expect. Anytime it can come, it can derail your trades. But China is looking really good. They have earnings supposedly in the next week. Expect some really good numbers from Baba. Then what else? A, B, C, D, E, D, D, D. A firm, a firm and Roblex I will cover, but let me just check on crowd and get. Crowd is not a shooting star yet. Not yet. There was some selling on Friday on it. Yes. The DMI is. If you are really aggressive, try to short near 425, 426 for a stop loss of 430 and look for 400 and 400, roughly 400. So crowd has earnings in 2 weeks, not yet. So keep an eye. If it comes around 400, you will buy it. If you want to short it at a high around 424, 425. D-Dog. D-Dog is consolidating really nicely in this range. It's like ready for a squeeze. It's getting squeezed. Like right here, you see the pattern. It was getting squeezed and we had red lines. And the moment, even after the earnings, the moment something came in and it just boom, same thing is happening. It's getting squeezed. So we just need to be careful that yes, it holds at 140 area. If it does, it will bounce. After D-Dog, Google. Google failed really bad. Again, the same thing. There was no strength here, and we are right below the 12 EMA. It will fill the gap. 185 below, short it for 176. It's setting for a gap fill. It's 185. Last time it was there. You can clearly see the pattern. It moved in this range. It started going up, going up, going up, tested, failed, now below. So 176, 177. Stop loss, like let it come to 187.50. That's your stop loss on Google. Short it all the way to 176. And that's why now you see Amazon is weak, Apple is weak, crowd is showing some signs. So it will have an impact on NASDAQ. So the possibility of NASDAQ going down is getting higher. Guys, again, I cannot entertain every and single thing. I've taught you how to do the charts and everything. Some things you have to do it by yourself. Meta. Meta is making Meta is like extremely super bought. There is no negativity in the Meta, but look at these things. See, in the last uh, information which I shared, I told you that whenever you see the buyers and sellers, it is still going up, but the selling is getting in this two candles, the selling is fine, less, but in the last three candles, selling is picking up on Meta. It means the bigger funds are trying to get out of this position. This is called distribution. So keep an eye on Meta. If Meta starts to lose, it won't be a surprise to me. And on the TTM squeeze, it is extremely stretched. Right now, it's like 33 to 7 with a strength power of 45. It means that there's nothing in Meta. So just be careful on Meta. It can easily start to give up. Even if it comes down to 25, the strength, it may hit 690, but the strength is still solid. Microsoft is in the same range, 410, where it has found multiple bounces in the past. A weekly close below 410 is bad. The negative sentiment has started on Microsoft, and you can see the selling pressure is getting higher. The green light with the red candle on the TTM squeeze as well. So negativity is getting bigger on uh, Microsoft. Friday it opened 8148, tested 1418, and then gave up towards the day low. So be careful on this. Even in the after hours, it's not showing any strength. Microsoft Meta, then we have Netflix, Nvidia. Netflix is dodgy right on the top. It's dodgy on the top. It is still showing some serious strength. There's no negativity as of now in uh, Netflix. 31 with the power of 36 looks good to me. Any dip, if it comes to 1,990, I'll try to buy Netflix. I'm not going to short it, but I'm going to buy and wait. Nvidia has come to an area of 129, 130, where it has seen some struggle. But in the past 3-4 days, you can see they are being bought heavily. So when things are being bought and it's rising, it means it will have strength. So anytime it clears 130, 131, it will move fast. So Nvidia is something which will move fast once it clears 131. 127 is your stop loss for the longs. Then I think SMCI is recovering well. SMCI is squeezing positive. The strength is still not there, but it's going to come now with Nvidia. So SMCI, I think, can be a really good trade. Yeah. it can easily clear. They have like scheduled earnings this week. So something is popping up on this. So you can actually play for the earnings on SMCI. Do not play into the earnings. Like you can actually try and add positions, and then right at the time you can decide whether you want to keep your positions or exit. SMCI is looking fine to me. Tesla was a short from 382. I've been saying it has turned bearish. The 34 EMA has taken over the 12 EMA, has turned bearish. Below 374, it should hit 350. So closed at 360. Right now it's 357. It should hit 350, and then it should fill the gap at 345. 345, the negative sentiment has started on Tesla, and you can see the clear selling happening in Tesla with some big green, a big red candle, and that's it. So people who are confused, they are buying. Like anytime you have a dodgy candle and there's a green candle, it means confused people are buying it. But on the contrary, we made a lower low and we saw some selling, and all these people either panicked or something happened. They're selling. So keep an eye on Tesla for sell. Then we talked about a firm in Roblox. A firm is looking fine. Uh, it has to like if you see very long candle, this is a good cup and handle candle. It needs to clear just 79 or like 73 just stop loss. Previously 73 has been a struggle for a firm. If you find 73, add a firm. And it should clear 79. Once it clears 79, it will go to 93. So firm is getting ready. A firm is looking good. Roblox, Roblox earning wise failed. Now it's dodgy in between 64 and 68. Just wait on a firm. Let it break above 68, 69, or let it break below 64. In between, it will just chop. I will see if it, because this was a good massive breakout which happened. And from 75 all the way to 50 on the earnings was real harsh on a firm. So let's see if it can come back and hold 6, 12, and 34. If it doesn't, we'll short. But right now, like around 64, it's a good buy for no, no is like really good. This is a good consolidation happening after the earnings. Last time earnings happened and it rallied, and it's right there at that area where it came out of the earnings. So looking really good. If it comes down to 177, 178, it's really buy. 162 was an excellent area, which is a 38.2 Fibonacci. So if it has gone here, it will most likely go to 193, 194, which will be the resistance area. And above 194, it will hit 245. So slow, like this year may be the year of the softwares and China. The software companies like Snowflake, MDB can be really good. UPST have earnings this week. UBST last time, like after the earnings, it went parabolic. And right now, the strength is gaining in UPST around 70. Even right now, it's like $2.5, $3 up. So if it clears 70, look for 79 on UPST. It's a good consolidation. This was the same kind of consolidation we saw in pins before the earnings. So 70, 71, the options will be expensive, but 70, 71, if it clears, you will have some power. Palantir, Palantir has gone so parabolic, I don't even have any comments. It's dodgy on the top. I would love to take the shot on this. It's like stupidity to chase the stock. Extremely stupidity to chase the stock at this time. Even if like uh, it just went up with the volume on Thursday, where it opened at 100, went to 109, and since then it has only seen selling and selling much more than the buying, which means that yes, uh, people who were buying, somebody was selling it to them heavily, so they could not contain the price higher. So every time it is going higher, you just need 110 and below, and then just sell the hell out of Palantir. You will see 92 very quickly. Good. Robinhood is at around 54-ish area, which is a good breakout zone for Robinhood. Uh, Now 54 must be hold so that it can go higher towards 61, 62. After hours, it's already $2 up. Again, there's in the bullish market, like look at Palantir, there is no valuation expensive. So you can actually see 61, 62 pretty quickly. I don't know when the earnings are. It's earning wise, you may see a like pullback into hood. So try to go long into the earnings and then buy puts for the earnings. All right, guys. There's one more ASTS, and that's it. I have no idea about this company. And again, these are like momentum stocks. You can clearly see from the left on the right on the screen, the stock is going down. It bounced. Just see, I'll give you a very simple theory. When you go right here, like this is ground floor, this is 10th floor. When you will throw the ball, it will bounce. So it went down, it hit the bottom and it bounced. It will not never go here. It will bounce and then will continue to go down. That's the power of gravity. So here it will come down. Do not chase these companies ASTS at this time. All right. So thank you for joining tonight. And let me see if I can get some notes from the AI companion. If I do, I will create a table and post it on the chat. Thank you and have a good night, guys. Bye bye.